Hi guys, Nico from Chicago here. Hope all's well. I have a question about DraftKings. Been watching CNBC and hearing that it will continue to trend north. I think sports will continue to come back. Wondering your opinions. Thank you.
All right, DraftKings, Bonawyn, we'll go to you. I don't know, even know what to do with this because DraftKings, sports aren't even really going on right now, yet this stock has been a real COVID play. Is it one that people should be trading in?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Mills has been all over this thing, and we've seen a bit of a pullback from about that $40 level to that $35 level. I actually got hit on some today, so clearly I'm a bull. I'm in the cap. Listen, I like the exposure to iGaming and the online sports betting. I realize there's a lot of sports that aren't in play, but I think all that's doing is driving increasing pent-up user demand. And so, listen, I like that. Add on the fact that there's not that much brick and mortar load for them, right? So capital light business, exposure to a growing sector. I'm still a bull. I'd be buying dips.
All right,
buy the dip.
Karen Finerman, he's buying the dips. Are you a big fan of the sports betting type play in markets?
I am. I do think that online gaming, it's been delayed. I don't know how long it'll be before we have regular sports seasons, but we will again. I have no doubt about that. And they'll find other things to bet on as well. So DraftKings obviously has been explosive and then pulled back a little bit recently, as has Penn Gaming. One that sort of interested me was MGM, which the Barry Diller IAC position was really interesting to me, and I think that he could help them with their online gaming. And so to me, that's sort of a cheaper way to play a similar theme.
All right, that's the online gaming part of the discussion. Now on to our next companion question about the cannabis sector.
Greetings from Harlem, New York City. In the next few weeks, the House of Representatives are set to make a monumental vote on decriminalization of cannabis on a federal level, opening the floodgates state to state, ultimately creating the nation's much-needed strong revenue stream. Already you have the top cannabis companies in position. However, Grow Generation may be the leading hydroponic retailer in the U.S., but when it comes to that, supplements, nutrients, special lighting, and so forth, Grow Generation has major competition with powerhouse that is Scotts Miracle-Gro. So I ask you, can Grow Generation grow past Scotts Miracle-Gro in this vastly growing industry?
All right, that's a great question out there. Carter Worth, we'll turn to you with this one here. I mean, the whole outlook for cannabis, what do we think?
So as is the case with so many things that are novel and new, they come out of the gate strong, and then many falter, and that was the case here with the general group of pot stocks. There's an ETF, of course, MJ, Alternative Harvest, to try to capture the group. My hunch is that it's basing and bottoming after what has been a horrendous past 2 years. So as a speculative long, I would do it.
All right, Bonawyn, what do we think? Are there particular names that you think in the industry stand out, or is this something where you just kind of play the industry with ETFs or play the ancillary, like with Scotts Miracle-Gro?
I like the MJ ETF. Again, I own that as well. I just think in terms of like the regulatory environment, legalization, things of that nature, there's still a room for a lot of volatility there. There may be companies that come out and have some fraudulent behavior. So trying to pick a winner in that group when in a budding industry, it's just not something I care to do. I think MJ is the way to play it. That's the way I'm playing it.
All right, the ETF industry, again, a big hit for some of the people playing it. Karen Finerman, let's go to you with this one here. Is this an industry that has a secular growth story for the next 1, 5, 10, 15 years?
Yes, I do believe it does. Like a Beyond Meat and plant-based, this is, I guess, another plant-based one that I actually do think that we are going to see growth. But like the other two guys, I would do it through the ETF and not have to pick which particular one because you're playing different parts of the big story. But I actually do not have any exposure to the space.
All right, no exposure to the space. Carter, as you take a look at the way that these charts have developed over the course of the past couple, 2 to 3 years, we've seen extreme highs and extreme lows. What exactly do you need to see to indicate that there is an established trend that can develop within these types of stocks?
So just in terms of the ownership, when you have this sort of potentially mainstream thing, you had a lot of retail money. The market cap was so small that besides people who were given shares on the IPO, mostly retail. And so hence the huge moves out of the gate, and then the equally huge and commensurate collapses. But what you need to see is just what you need to see in any bad situation, a downtrend that stops. You need to see basing. You need to see just the fact that it's not making new lows. And if you do look at the MJ, the Alternative Harvest ETF, that is what is starting to happen. It's been horrendous, but it is not making incremental new lows. The action is developmental, curative, and I would think it's one to, again, embrace on the long side.